This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That was me doing something I don't do that often, to be honest with you, getting me funky trousers on, and I should do it more often. That was great fun. It was massively enjoyable to do. Really enjoyed putting that little piece of music together, and that's what we're talking about today on this episode of Rhythm Wednesday. Funky, strummy kind of stuff. If you're wondering how you inject a little bit of that funky feel into your guitar repertoire, your vocabulary of things that you can do, well, you might just find this useful.
Here is the explanation.
Okay, the basic engine room of most funk rhythms is what we call a 16th note rhythm, which essentially means that we're counting the beats like this: 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. So if I just kind of demonstrate that and count it, it's going to go like this. I'm just going to use this little A minor triad here. I'll talk you through the chords I was using on the actual piece later on, but just sticking with a simple A minor triad on the top three strings. That basic count would go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and like that. Nice, loose, relaxed motion with your strumming arm. Then if we take a look at just some strokes that I've highlighted here. These are basically the strums that you're going to hear. And you can kind of see that there's a bit of a symmetry there. You're going to hear the first one on the downbeat of beat 1. Then there's going to be 2 that you don't hear. Then there's going to be 1 that you do hear on the ah. of beat 1, and then there's going to be 2 that you don't hear, then there's going to be 1 that you do. And it doesn't quite maintain that throughout, but that is the basic sort of syncopation of it. In between those strums that you're going to hear, the ones that are highlighted in red, I've grayed some of them out. Now what we're going to do here is mute some of these strums, so we're going to be getting that kind of sound. So you need to have your muting technique or your damping technique pretty much nailed here. What we want is either a nice positive chord, which is there, or one which isn't, like that. We don't want any kind of halfway house like that. And you can see that the 3E and the on beat 3, I've not done anything with that yet. What we're going to do there is miss the strings entirely. We're just not going to kind of, the motion, that upstroke is still going to happen, but we're not going to hit the strings as we do it. So if I just do this now, it's going to go 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and like that. And if I play that to a metronome, 60 beats per minute, nice and slow to start off with. So get the count of the rhythm in your head first, you know, kind of 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and etc. Just kind of internalize that. There we go. There's our nice funky rhythm. And then you just speed it up with a metronome. Let's take that up to 70 beats per minute. $80 beats per minute. Maybe 90. And finally up to the 100 beats per minute that the piece was played at. Now when I'm playing at that kind of speed, I'm not counting it. It's just a pattern of sound that I can call up in my mind and my hand just does it. But that's, you know, just practice for you. Now in terms of the chords I was using, there are only 2 chords really in that whole piece. You had 8 bars of A minor 7 to 4 bars of D7 and then back to 2 bars of A minor 7 again, and then there was sort of an E7 kind of thing there, just as a turnaround. Now the A minor 7 and the D7, basically both of those chords are coming from the key of G major. So all I was doing was using little triads on the top 3 strings from the key of G major. A C chord, a B minor chord, an A minor chord. Sometimes I was adding the 9th on the, like that, and then an E minor chord. So that's just the top half of that C bar chord. That's just the top half of that B minor bar chord. Then this is obviously part of this A minor bar chord, and this E minor here. Well, that's just a D minor chord from down there, moved up a couple of frets. So that's going to go kind of like that, nice and slow. Maybe that kind of thing. And it's worth mentioning that you don't have to kind of keep that pattern of hits and misses. Let's have a look at them again there. You don't have to keep that rigid and the same each time. I certainly didn't. What you can do is once you've got that kind of groove going, you can vary it a little bit and miss something that, you know, is shown as a hit, or hit something that is shown as a miss, or damp something that is undamped, or whatever. You know, you learn to improvise in this kind of groove-based strumming. So, lots of practice. Start slowly with a metronome and just gradually work it up to speed over time. As I say, the most important thing is just keeping this this kind of strumming arm nice and loose and relaxed so that it doesn't tense up, because then it's essentially like pushing the car with the brakes on. So now you know what to do. Go away and have some fun with it. And as always, you'll find a full tab for that piece of music that we kicked the video off with in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it, that explanation you've just seen there, and a jam track to play along with as well. I'll put a bunch of jam tracks up there. I'll put just the bass and drums jam track, and I'll put the one with the funky guitar on, so if you want to, kind of do some lead sort of stuff over the top of it, then knock yourself out. All of that is, as usual, up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. As I'm sure you know by now, it's $3 or £3 a month, and you get access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. And a massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are downstairs in the description. And that's pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this little exploration of the basics of funk guitar. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. And don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time. It's all about the chat, basically. We have a beer and we just kind of natter about guitars and music and whatever else crops up. It's a fantastic, I think, way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.